There's a question almost every broken heart has whispered at some point. Why did I have to love the wrong person? And here's the truth, nobody tells you. Sometimes it takes a broken heart to awaken a deeper purpose. What if the person who hurt you wasn't meant to stay, but was meant to prepare you for something greater? Stay with me, because this might change everything. You were never meant to love aimlessly. You were never created to chase connection for the sake of comfort. But life, in its mysterious wisdom, sometimes allows your heart to attach to someone who was never meant to stay. Not to punish you, not to make you cynical about love, but to prepare you for something greater, because there are lessons that only pain can teach. There's a kind of revelation that only comes when your heart has been stretched, torn, and forced to heal. That pain, that ache, that silent wondering. Why did it happen this way? It isn't wasted. The universe never wastes a wound. There's something sacred about heartbreak when it leads you to purpose. Something divine about loss when it opens your eyes to who you truly are. When you look back at the one you once prayed for, the person you once cried over, maybe even begged to stay, you begin to realize something powerful. Sometimes the greatest act of mercy is the prayer that goes unanswered. You saw potential. They saw convenience. You saw forever. They saw temporary. But life saw a lesson. Life saw a divine turning point. Life saw what you couldn't, that the relationship you wanted most was the very thing that would one day lead you back to yourself. The wilderness that shapes you. Ancient wisdom says, you were led through the wilderness to humble and test you, to know what was in your heart. That wilderness wasn't just a place. It was a person. It was a relationship. It was that season that stripped you down to your soul and revealed both your weakness and your longing. And in that wilderness, you found something you didn't expect. You found yourself. You found the parts of you that couldn't save yourself. And that was the beginning of transformation. Because it was never just about them. It was about what was being shaped in you. You had to experience love that was selfish, unstable, and conditional so you'd stop chasing emotional highs and start craving eternal truth. The mirror of the wrong person. The wrong person exposes your blind spots. They touch your insecurities. They mirror your wounds. They stir your need for validation. They hold up a mirror not to your worth, but to your weakness, so that you can finally see what still needs healing. You learn that desperation for affection can mimic love. But it's not love. It's dependency. It's fear dressed as passion. And darkness knows that. It knows how to use your loneliness as bait. That's why it often sends a distraction before life sends the real thing. A counterfeit connection can feel intense but leaves you anxious. It feels urgent but lacks peace. It feels like destiny but breeds confusion. And yet life still allows it. Not because it wants to see you hurt, but because it's awakening you. The heartbreak becomes holy ground. The tears become testimony. Ancient wisdom doesn't promise that all things will feel good, but that all things will work together for your growth. The wrong person stripped away your illusions. They shattered your fantasy. They left you with questions. But those questions led you deeper. You cried, "Why would life let me love someone like that?" And the universe whispered back, "Because I needed you to see who you are without them." The lesson in the leaving. You loved them more than you trusted yourself. You made them your future, your hope, your emotional lifeline. And when they left, you remained. That was the lesson, that even when the most cherished person walks away, you are not abandoned. Ancient scripture says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you." You didn't drown. You were delivered. You didn't lose. You learned. You didn't fall apart. You were rebuilt. You began to see your worth not through their eyes, but through truth. Life allowed you to love the wrong person first, so your soul would never again settle for imitation. Because real love, the kind that actually sustains, isn't built on chemistry, timing, or passion alone. It's built on character, sacrifice, and truth. It's the kind of love described in ancient texts: patient, kind, selfless, humble, and forgiving. And you can't fake that. Not for long. The hunger for something deeper. When you've been through the wrong kind of love, you start to hunger for something different. You crave peace instead of chaos. You crave alignment instead of pressure. You crave partnership instead of performance. You begin to understand that the right love doesn't just attract you, it anchors you. It doesn't just excite you, it elevates you. It doesn't just make you feel wanted, it helps you walk in purpose. And that kind of love always begins with wholeness. Because truth often becomes most real after your heart's been broken. That's the paradox of growth. Life allowed your heart to break so truth could enter it fully. Life allowed your disappointment so you'd stop idolizing connection and start craving covenant. So you'd stop asking, do they love me? And start asking, do they love themselves? Do they love growth? Do they love truth? Because now you understand, a person who doesn't know themselves can never truly love you, not the way your soul needs to be loved. The warning you finally understand. Ancient wisdom warns, do not be unequally yoked. But sometimes we don't recognize what that means until we've already tasted the pain. And even then, life in its mercy lets the wrong person leave. Not to break you, but to bless you. So that your next relationship is built on wisdom, not wounds. So that you enter love healed, not hungry. Because a hungry heart settles, but a healed heart sees clearly. The love that wasn't wasted. You loved the wrong person. But that love wasn't wasted. It revealed your capacity to give. It showed your hunger for depth. It exposed your desire for something eternal. And life will not waste a heart like that. It will use it, refine it, fill it until it mirrors something beautiful. So the next time you ask, why did I have to love someone who couldn't stay? Remember this. Sometimes life lets your heart break so it won't bow to anything less than truth. That's not punishment. That's protection. That's preparation. When the right love comes. Because one day the right person will come. And when they do, you'll see the difference. They won't pull you away from your purpose. They'll push you closer to it. They won't make you question your worth. They'll remind you of it. They won't just fall in love with how you look. They'll fall in love with how you think. Because the right love doesn't compete with your growth. It confirms it. And when that love comes, you'll finally understand why life allowed your heart to be broken first. It wasn't trying to destroy you. It was trying to prepare you for a love that reflects truth itself. So don't curse the heartbreak. Don't despise the lesson. Because one day you'll look back and realize it wasn't rejection. It was redirection. It wasn't loss. It was love in disguise. It wasn't the end. It was the beginning of becoming whole. The gratitude that comes with healing. Take a moment to breathe. Not just for what you were given, but for what was taken away. Because sometimes life's no is the start of your healing. The wrong person didn't ruin your story, they redirected it. Every tear, every prayer, every unanswered moment has been leading you back to yourself. So as you heal, don't rush the next chapter. Let life write it. Let healing rebuild your heart with patience, not haste. Because when the right timing arrives, it will make sense. Every heartbreak, every lesson, every delay. And when that love finally comes, you'll recognize it. Not because it feels perfect, but because it carries peace. If this message spoke to you, I need you to do something right now. Drop a comment that says, I'm grateful for the redirection. Not because the pain felt good, but because you're finally understanding the purpose behind it. Hit that subscribe button, because we drop content every single week for people who are tired of settling, tired of repeating the same patterns, and ready to build relationships based on truth instead of desperation. Share this video with someone who's still healing, someone who's blaming themselves for loving the wrong person, someone who needs to know that their heartbreak wasn't wasted, it was preparation. And click the video on your screen about building self-worth after heartbreak. It's the perfect next step in your healing journey. Remember this: the wrong person didn't destroy you. They revealed what you needed to heal. They showed you what you'll never settle for again. They prepared you for a love that doesn't just feel good, it does good. Your story isn't over. Your best chapter hasn't been written yet. And when the right person comes, and they will come, you'll be ready, not desperate, not broken, but whole. So thank the heartbreak for what it taught you. Thank the wrong person for showing you what love isn't. And thank yourself for having the courage to walk away and heal. Because the love you deserve is coming. And it's going to be worth every tear you cried to prepare for it. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay patient with your healing. Stay open to growth. And remember, sometimes the best thing that never happened was exactly what you begged for.